Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name's Gretchen, and today I'm back with another Women's Prize for Fiction Longlist review. And today's pick is Kate Grenville's Restless, Dolly, Maunder. Now, before we get into it, I just want to make a note. I'm hoping that the sound is okay. I have a microphone, but sadly the battery died. I was filming back to back, and my microphone died in the middle of all of that recording. So I lost 4 videos that didn't have any sound, and I don't have a replacement battery for the microphone because it's a special battery and the one I just put in completely drained. So sorry for the long story, but I just want to explain why the audio might be a little off. Also, the lighting, horrible. I am dealing with the sun. This is the only place that I can film at the moment, and I'm dealing with a setting sun, and things are not going well. So the good news is I don't have a whole lot to say about the book. So this book follows our main character. Her name is Dolly Maunder, and we start with her as a girl, and basically we just follow her from growing up and eventually getting out into the world. And I'll be honest and say that not a whole lot happens. The book is basically just following her life, and although there are events that happen and there are interesting things that happen, I'm sad to say that Dolly had a pretty, I guess, I don't want to say uneventful life because she did have a lot going on, but it just really wasn't intriguing, and it really wasn't that engrossing for me to want to continue to read about. It was a fine story. There was nothing that I didn't like about the book. There was nothing that made me dislike it or hate it, but it was just kind of, it was just a boring story. There was nothing unexpected. The things that did happen that were kind of like controversial or out of the ordinary, they were very predictable. We follow her through her meeting her husband and marrying her husband and having her children, and basically the most interesting thing about this book is that she was restless, hence the name, and she didn't like to stay in one place for very long. She was constantly trying to find her next thing in life, whether that was owning a pub, whether it was owning a hotel, whether it was living on a farm. Her initial dream when she was young was she wanted to be a teacher, and her being a woman, this is set, I think the first section starts in 1881. So that was back in the day when, you know, women didn't have very many options, and she had that restless soul where she was looking to make something more of herself, and she wanted the same opportunities in life that all of the men had, and this was kind of her quest to keep her life moving and keep it moving forward without being able to have all of those opportunities that a lot of men have. So although the book wasn't terribly exciting, it was a solid story. It was a beautifully written book. This is the first Kate Grenville that I have read, and I really enjoyed her writing style. I think that if there was a book that had a little more of a plot and it had a little more going on, I would have enjoyed it a lot more. I definitely will pick up other books from her. And yeah, I don't understand. Once again, this is a very mediocre story. The only thing that I think is making this story memorable is the fact that it is based on Kate Grenville's grandma. And I do feel kind of bad saying that her grandma had a, you know, a mediocre, boring life. But I mean, I guess considering the circumstances, considering the times, she did have a more exciting life than most women. But compared to today's standards, it's just, I don't know, it just seems very humdrum and mundane. But I will say that Dolly Maunder was a pioneer. She did do a lot of things that were out of the ordinary for a woman in her circumstances and during that time. So maybe that's why the Women's Prize looked at this, because, you know, she was revolutionary in the sense that she got to do a lot of things that women in her lifetime just sat back and were happy to not have opportunities to do, and she went out and she sought them out and she was able to do so much more. So I ended up landing on a 3.5 for this book. If it had been a little more exciting and had a little bit more of a plot, I would have given it more, but yeah, it was a solid book, but it just wasn't enough to get that 4-star. And I will say, if you have the hardcover, the one thing this book does have going for it is look at those end pages. Oh, they're beautiful. And the book is very pretty, but yeah, alas, it's not pretty enough for me to make it a 4, but yeah, I'm not mad at the book, but I do wish that it gave me a little more. So we're still chugging along with the Women's Prize. Although this wasn't a hit for me, I am feeling much better about the books that I have been reading, and I'll call this a win. And until we read again, bye.